There you go.
Okay, and I'll share my screen in a little bit here. I really didn't know what to talk about today. When I talked to Christy, we talked about, so I like to learn as much knowledge as I can so I can share the knowledge and help you guys grow your business. Whether, you know, my theory is the more business real estate agents have, the more business my loan officers have. So if I can help you guys grow your business, we can all share in the love. So I recently went to RE Bar Camp in Nashville. We have had that here in Omaha before, so I don't know if any of you have been to one before. But what it is it's a melting of minds. It's real estate agents who get together and share tips and tricks and things that they're learning and doing and helping each other grow their business. So what I thought I would bring back to you guys and talk about today is a lot of free tools and tips that are with Google. There's a lot that you can do on Google that I kind of forget that's available out there. So I thought I would share some of those tips. I don't know that it's an hour's worth of information, but is that something that interests you guys on here? Linda's saying yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to pull my Google up right now. So okay. There we go.
The only thing with most of these is you do have to have a Google account to access it. So like a Gmail, which is a free account to have. But I thought I'd just show you some free stuff on there that you can just take advantage of. So, and I don't like just being the one to talk. So if you want to unmute yourself during this and ask questions, please feel free to interrupt and ask away. So if you want to let me share my screen now, Christy.
I made you a co-host, I think.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you guys should be able to see Google on the screen now.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So what I don't know if you know this, but when you're logged into Google, over in the right-hand corner, there's these Google apps, and there's all these different apps here that you can use for free that are all shared in the Google Cloud. So the first one I wanted to show you guys that I just recently started using that I kind of forgot about is Google Keep. Does anybody on here use Google Keep?
No.
Yeah, Emily? Okay. So what I love about Google Keep is you can have it online, like on your computer, but you can also download the app and have the Google Keep app on your phone. So I was going to show you guys what I use it for. So let me move you over here. You're looking at my, let's unpin this. You're looking at my Google Keep. Sorry, I'm trying to move stuff around so you can see it. Okay, so this is my Google Keep page. You can see it's basically like a notes section. So what I like about it is there's stuff that I need to remember, don't want to lose, don't want to write it in a notebook because then I have 17 notebooks full of stuff. So I go ahead and make a Google Keep account for it. You can tell I've used it quite a bit. This is just stuff that I need to remember. For example, this is one, pull it up here. Like when we have events for CharterWest Bank, we have to put a disclaimer on it. So instead of trying to remember where I saved this or put it in a Word doc or anything, I can just open up my Google Keep, copy this and paste it into a document that I need over and over again. So as a real estate agent, you could create a template in here of here's, the 16 things I need to do every time I get a new listing and follow those. You could make a separate pin for each address. Maybe there's certain things you want to remember about that client, things like that. And again, what's really nice about this is you can access it on your phone. So for another example, we ordered backpacks and I needed to keep track of, who ordered them. And then once they paid, I checked their name off. And then once I delivered the backpack, I crossed them off. And what was nice, again, is I had it on my desktop when I was at the computer, but then when I was out and about driving from office to office, I could just look at it right there on my phone. So if you don't have the Google Keep app on your phone, because Linda needs more apps on her phone, I would suggest downloading the Google Keep, and you can access it both places. It's really nice.
So Amy, just out of curiosity, how do you get those boxes on there? You know, like where it says, and then so I'm guessing you check it then after they paid or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just create a new one. Let's create a test note. Okay.
Okay.
So down here, let me figure out where I found them at. Show checkboxes.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So I'm gonna put sign in yard. Next item, pick up sign. Next item, mow lawn, you know, whatever you need to do. And then as you do them, you can just check them off.
Got it. Cool.
So, and then so I'm gonna go ahead and close this, and it creates it. Where'd it go? Right here. So it created it for me. Now this little pin up top, it pins it to the top. So every time I open up my Google Keep, it's right up here at the top. So if there's certain ones that you want to make sure are right when you open it up, and you can actually color code them. So if you have a bunch and you want to, you know, make them easy to find, you can color code them. But this is something like Christy asked for my bio yesterday, and I'm like, I don't really have one. So now that I've typed it up for her, I copied it and I'm going to save it here. So now if I ever need it for something else, I have it here in my Keep. And I also have it on my phone. So if I'm out and about and somebody needs it, I can copy and send it to them. So this is just an easy free tool that I think comes in really handy.
So it doesn't really alphabetize the boxes. I mean, it doesn't put them in alphabetical order. You have to look for the box when you go in there.
That's a really, oh, okay. So you can do them as lists. Let's see. I'm up in the right-hand corner playing with this grid view. Let's play around a little bit. Yeah, it looks like they organize them by most recently used.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, because I'm looking down it. Yeah, I think it does it by most recent. You can also save images too in here, just so you know.
Okay.
So, yep.
One quick thing that I do, if you can use a search if you're looking for something specific. That's been helpful for me. I use it pretty much for the same stuff too, and I've got some passwords in there. So if I'm looking for a certain password, I'll just search it, and then it'll pop up with all the different boxes that have that word in it, and that's really helpful.
Nice. So just so you know, the reason I started using Google Keep is because I was using my Notes app on my phone, and things were getting deleted because they're tied to your email. And so all of a sudden I lost like all my passwords and I was freaking out. So Google Keep is a nice, safe place to keep this stuff.
Okay. That's good to know, because I had something similar like that before. I think it was called, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't know that that was there. So thanks for showing that to me.
Yeah, you're welcome. The other thing that's kind of nice is you can actually share. Here you go. You can collaborate. You can add people to these. So like I have a Christmas list with my sisters going that we all see on our own notes and things like that.
Okay.
So it's kind of a nice space to keep, like I said, just things that you need to reference every once in a while. Maybe it's a code for something or just little details that you need to keep handy.
Okay.
Is it pretty easy to use on your phone? I mean, just as easy as it is to use on the laptop? Because I've always used Evernote. I guess I didn't realize Keep was on here. So that's what I've always used.
So honestly, I use Evernote as well. And I think Keep is a little bit easier. To me, Evernote is just a little bit more cumbersome.
Okay.
But like, I don't know if you can see, but this is my Keep on my phone.
Okay,
So same colors, same boxes. Maybe it's just simpler than Evernote. Evernote, I feel like you can do more with, so you can schedule things and things like that. But I would say this is just a simpler version.
so you still use Evernote, but you use it why instead
I
of
only
Keep?
still use Evernote because I have things in there that I just haven't like transferred over to Keep.
Okay, okay.
But I would probably, when I have time, maybe transfer it all over to Keep.
Okay,
So I don't know that necessarily one's better than the other, but I think for just a simple reminder notes place is the Keep app. And I don't know if you pay for Evernote or not. I used to.
I don't, I just have the free version.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, probably very similar. Any other questions about Google Keep? Okay. The other thing I wanted to walk you guys through is Google Forms. Have you guys ever used Google Forms before? Okay.
No.
So I have used it a lot, but at this convention that I went to, they brought up some different ideas on how to use Google Forms. So once again, I'm going to go up. I'm in my Google account, and I can just scroll down until I get to the Forms icon right here. And what's nice about Google Forms is it actually creates a landing page for people to complete these forms for you. So this is an example. They have examples up here for you already. So let's just say here's, well, we're going to create our own because I wanted to show you guys what this guy was doing. So there was a broker who was saying that they use Google Forms whenever they get a new client, and they will send this form to fill out. Okay. Google Forms is really easy in that it has drag and drop fields already ready for you. So we're going to call this Amy's contact form for new clients. Okay. And then my first question could be name. And when I typed up name, it already knew it's just a short answer that they have to put in there. Okay. And then I can make this, if this is a required field or not. So you know how you're filling out forms sometimes and there's a little star next to it that says you have to complete that answer. That's what you can decide. So yep, I want this to be required. Now I can just add the next question by pressing this plus button at the top. And I'm going to make this phone number. And then they're going to put their phone number in there. They can type their phone number. We're going to put required. And then I can say, let's do email. Okay. So those are the three I'm going to have them fill out first. But then I can create a question, let's say that has multiple choices. So I can say, best way to contact you. And we can say email, cell phone, or text. Okay. So now when my client fills this out, I know right away they prefer for me to call them or email them or whatever. So this is just kind of a nice way that you're creating a contact sheet the way, you know, so you're working the way your client wants to work. I could do another one that says, you know, best time to call you. Maybe you don't know that this client works nights. So maybe you need to call, you know, morning, afternoon, after 6 p.m. or anytime. So this will help you to create a timeline of when it's best to reach out to these people.
So Amy, is this form app just for, they can only click on the boxes that you've created, or can they actually type something more specific in there?
So what we're doing right now is they can only click, but watch, we can add a new question, okay? And we can just call this other, and we can make it a paragraph.
Okay.
And they can type in whatever they want there. Or you could say, you know, what type of home are you looking for?
Okay,
And they can fill out as much as they want. So what's nice about this is you can really create this form to be whatever questions you want and what you want to ask. I'm going to show you another reason that I would use this form. Did any of you do the Pie Day giveaway where you have your clients come pick up pies? You could have them fill out this form, and we can just change this question to say pie choice. And you could change it to apple.
pumpkin.
Yes, pumpkin. And
Yeah.
then you're going to know what kind of pie they want instead of getting all these emails back. Because let me show you the coolest thing with this is you can go in here to responses and you can see the responses that they've gotten. And you can also create an Excel spreadsheet. So I can pull up, I can create a new spreadsheet. And this is through Google Sheets. If you're not familiar with Google Sheets, it's just like an Excel, but in Google. And here it has all the questions that I asked them. And then it's going to have all their answers.
Oh,
So you can just look through and set, you know, and sort it by pie. You know, you could sort by pie. Whoops. And say, oh, I need 5 apples, 5 pumpkins or whatever, and have it all right in here.
mhm.
So what's really nice too is if you're using this as a contact form, now you have everybody in here that you could import into your CRM system or whatever you might use to keep track of all your contacts, because they're already going to be in Excel format for you.
Okay,
Make
So
sense?
Amy, can you show how do you send this? Are you going to get to that?
Yeah, I can show you guys. So let's go back to the form, because I also want to show you. So this is a pretty basic form, right? But you can go in and you can customize it. So you could actually put, you know, a picture of, where did it go? I downloaded a picture earlier to my downloads. Okay, so this is going to be a contact form. So I picked a picture that just had, you know, and you can put that up. So now it's in the header. You can pick a color theme for the form. You can pick a background color. I mean, you can really make it your specific colors. Put your logo on here so they know it is specifically from you. And then, okay, so let's say you want to share this, right? So we can go to send, and you can either email it directly to people, or you can copy this link, and you could just copy this link
Oh, that's cool.
and send it. You can also share it straight to Facebook. So if I click share to Facebook, because maybe you're putting this on your Facebook and you're saying, okay, so if you guys can see my Facebook, so here's the form.
Mhm.
So you could say, you know, you have questions about buying a home in 2022 market. Complete this form. And I'll reach out to you. You can put this on your business page or wherever.
will it
So
let
then
you text, can you text it too? Will it allow you to text it?
So yes, the way that I would do that though, let me pull it back up. The way that I would do that is, so you click on this link button
Copy
and
the
do
link?
shorten
Okay,
URL.
Okay,
And then it's going to give you, so this is what you could text people.
okay,
So what I would do is actually email myself this link
and then forward it?
and then copy it from your email and paste it into a text.
Okay, all right,
You probably don't want to try to write out all those letters.
okay,
But yeah, so actually, let's say you have contacts in your phone that you've just met once or twice, you only have their phone number. send them a form that says, hey, I'm updating my contacts. Would you mind completing this form? And you could put name, email, address, birthday, you know, any type of information that you want, you can send those people and ask them to complete it. You could also do, like, let's say you wanted to post this on your Facebook business page for your business, and you could put updating my contact records. Anybody that fills this out gets entered in a drawing for a coffee or something, you know. Sandy, did you have a question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I did, and then I started looking at other things and I lost it. Sorry. I need to
No,
put
that's
myself
okay.
back
I
on
just
mute.
didn't want to miss you.
I forgot what it was.
That's okay. Has anybody else used this Google form and had success with it? See a couple people on here. Hi, buddy. So don't forget, whenever you create a Google form, you can customize it however you want. You can put whatever questions you want in. You can put images. Actually, it's really kind of nice. Women's Council in Omaha uses it for their voting for new positions and stuff. So you can use it for all sorts of things. Up top, you're going to have your responses, and then you can export it to an Excel sheet and have all your responses here. So that is all completely free too, which I really like, is that Google offers all this stuff for you. And then the send is where you're going to find your links and your export and emailing and all that stuff right here. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Any questions? Okay.
No, those are both really good. Thank you
Yeah, you're
so
welcome.
far. Great.
So like I said, the broker that was telling us about this is he uses it as a new contact form for new clients that reach out to him. He'll be like, sure, let me fill out this contact form and then we'll be in touch. And then he's got all their information right up front, which I really like. And then again, you have it in a spreadsheet ready to use. Okay, here's another thing that a lot of people don't have, I noticed. So Google My Business. Does anybody have a Google listing for your real estate business? Okay. I can't see everybody if you're nodding or not, but if you just type in Google My Business, you can come on here and you can create your own business profile. So this really helps with your Google listing. So if people just go out there and they Google your name, it's going to bring up a business profile page for you.
Oh,
So let me give you an example. I'm going to look up My Insurance just because I know she has one. Mary Sladek at My Insurance. So it's going to bring you up like this on a map. It's going to also have a page like this. So she has a Google review on here. It's going to show her address. She actually has a couple pages, so she has a few more reviews, but it has some information on here. So all this does is really just help more people find you. The only negative about this, I will make sure you know, is that people can leave Google reviews. And as you can see on hers, she got a 1-star review, so it's not a very good one. And you can't really get rid of them unless you fight Google on it. So
Can you respond to them?
I believe so. I think I cannot remember.
Okay, because sometimes you see people respond to
Yes.
try and resolve something.
Yes, I have seen that on a few people. So yes, I'm pretty sure you can. You can even contact Google sometimes and be like, look, this person's trolling, you know, but same thing that can happen on your Facebook reviews.
Okay.
But
Can I ask
this,
a quick?
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question? Like, you put in My Insurance Omaha. Does that mean that Mary Sladek Agency actually has that tied to her, or how do you get it tied to what people might type in?
When you set up your page, it's going to ask you for like tag words,
Okay,
and you can put in there what you think people might use to Google you.
okay,
So, real estate, homes, Omaha, Lincoln, whatever kind of keywords you think they might be, for sale, selling a home, that type of thing.
okay,
So when you
Okay.
set it up, because I actually went to set one up for my business today, because my side business, I've never had a Google page for it. And it brought up a whole like dashboard with a bunch of questions and stuff.
okay,
Now, what I noticed, and I knew this before, is to verify that you are who you are, they actually mail you a physical postcard to the address you put in, and then it has a code on it that you can go back in and verify. So even though I set mine up today, it won't be actually active until I activate this postcard. So make sure you actually have an address that you're willing to have Google mail you a postcard to.
okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I kind of like that though, because I mean, that's how they verify that these addresses are legit on here. So that is Google My Business, and you can just search that and then find the main page for it was, well, here, we'll go back here. Google My Business. So you just go here, and actually you can just start, because I started mine, it's saying manage now, but you just start a new one and go from there. And I actually put my business name in there first because I hadn't remembered if I had set one up or not. And then it told me I didn't have one. So if you're not sure, you can just search it too, and it'll tell you if you have one or not. So this is just, again, a free way to be on the internet one more way if people are Googling and looking out for you. Okay, another thing that Google has, I have not played around with a lot, but I could see it being very helpful. They have Google Sites. These are kind of like mini free websites. It's sites.google.com. Sites.google.com. And you can create your own little mini website. So I started one today just to see. I'm going to pull it up. So for you agents, you probably have a website that, you know, your company already provides for you, but maybe you want to put one together for your team, or a little bit more of why people should use you, where sometimes your websites that your company provides are just kind of plain Jane and they look like everybody else. Or maybe you have a side business and this would come in handy. So you can just go in here, you can start, it's very plug and play. You just click, change the wording. There's different templates you can use, different colors you can use, things like that. They have it kind of laid out for you really easily. Just like a one page, just informational stuff that you can use if you're just trying, again, just to get your name out there a little more. You can add images, pages. You could really get, you know, detailed. You can add a bunch of pictures if you want. I wouldn't put anything on here like listings or anything, because those are going to need updated way too often. But this could just be like your own personal bio, maybe with awards that you've won, or you know, a little bit more of why people should use you versus somebody else. So this is there. You can, when you publish it, let me see. It gives you your own little short site. So this is sites.google.com/view/meet-Amy-D. So that's a long website. Or if you have a domain that you've already purchased, you can tie it to that domain. So it could just be amyd.com. But for something free that you want to use, and maybe you would link people to this, you know, through your Facebook or something like that, this is a simple way to just bring something up. put something out there into the internet.
So
this-
you actually purchased Meet Amy D?
I did not. Nope. Because if you
Okay.
look on here, that it's
Mhm.
free. As long as I use the sites.google.view
Okay,
/ Meet Amy D, it's free.
okay,
So at first, I just typed in Amy D to keep it simple, and they said, oh, that's already taken. So I just put
Okay.
in, I just kind of played around until I found one that was available.
okay, okay.
So again, another free tool just to have your name and information out there. Now this actually reminds me, has anybody heard of Linktree? I'm getting some no's.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let
I
me,
have.
who?
I have Alex right here. Sorry, I'm not on camera, but
That's okay. Alex, do you have your a Linktree set up?
yes, I do.
Do you use it often?
Yeah, it's in every one of my like websites, on my bios and my social media.
Awesome. So I'm going to show everybody what that is. So it's actually link.tree, I think. Hold on. There it is. linktr.ee.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So what this is it actually lets you create one link that takes everybody to all of your links. So your LinkedIn, your Facebook, maybe a form you've created for them to fill out. It's just one place where they can go. Because like on your Instagram bio, it only lets you put one website link in there. So you could use this as your one link that takes people everywhere to find you. So I'm going to, I don't remember my, do you know, Alex, what your link tree is? I can bring it up.
Yeah, let me look real quick because I don't know. I think it's 1 second. It's Be Happy 18.
Be Happy 18.
Yes, BE and then happy. Yep. 18, 18.
Oh, 18. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
Okay, there we go. So this is a good example. I don't know if this is popping up, but okay, so this has her profile picture here, and it has all her websites in one spot. So here she's got an Etsy shop, she's got her blog, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. This is great. So you can just, if you look up top, it's one link. So link.tree/behappy18 is her specifically, that she only has to put this one link everywhere. And then people can go to here and find all of her stuff. Because maybe they originally found her on Pinterest, but now they want to see what she does on Instagram or TikTok. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I will show you guys also, I know that Kim Zwiener, I know most of you probably know her. Hold on. Puts hers in her Facebook bio. I just noticed the other day. So if we go to Kim's Facebook profile, it's right here in her Facebook profile. So then if we click this, hope she doesn't mind me using her as an example. This has all of her links. So all of the place, look at all these things that she's part of. She's got her Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Zillow, everywhere you can find her is in one spot. This again is a free tool that you can use. Link linktr.ee. I'm going to post this in the chats. How about that? Because it's just kind of hard. I lost my chats here.
You find it?
No, because I'm sharing my screen. I think it's. Can you post it in there, Christy?
I just posted help.
Oh.
Can you see that?
Yes, thank you. Hiding at the top. So.
Oh,
and
there
this
we
is-
go. I can see it now. Good job,
Okay.
Amy. Thank you.
So this is kind of nice too, because once you have all these links set up, like you don't have to change them, because you're probably not going to change your Facebook link or your LinkedIn, you know, all the places where people can find you. So once again, she has it right here in her Facebook profile in your about area for people to see. Any questions about that one?
Nice.
No,
Okay.
but I got to be honest with you. If you wouldn't have told me, I would have never thought to even click on that.
On this right here.
Mm-mm.
So because it's blue, you know that it's going to be a link to something.
Mhm.
So that's kind of, you know, a
Yeah.
hint to do that.
Can
But
I
yeah.
ask a question about, so mine does not display like that? That link is not in my, when I pull it up. Oh, because I've got her real estate one versus her personal one. That's why.
Oh,
Okay. So a
Yeah.
real estate one, it doesn't show up, which is kind of interesting.
does her real estate
Down below.
one, she might link her real estate one directly to her Empire website.
Yeah. Yeah. So see, you
Um,
don't see it and you have to click on about and then go way down to the bottom to see it. So
Okay, yeah,
That's all right.
she does have it in her about section.
yeah, that's
On
what I
her real
mean. But I mean, you don't see it
Yeah,
ordinarily.
yeah, business pages are laid out differently than personal pages, so
Yeah. Okay.
sometimes, yeah. But she does have it there, so good for her. That's awesome. Any other questions about Linktree? Again, that's going to give you one link that you could like text to people, you know, a little bit easier, take them everywhere that you want. So, okay, the last thing that I wanted to show you guys, and then I can open it up for discussion, is, hold on, Calendly. Where do I have that open up here? Okay, has anybody used or heard of Calendly?
No.
Okay, so I have never used this. I know it costs, so this is not a free one, but I thought I would share how a broker was saying that he uses this. So he said he's on the road a lot, you know, he has a lot of agents, a lot of different offices. And so he gets calls a lot of the times from people trying to ask him questions about listings or different things. And he just doesn't always have the time to talk to them. So what he does is he will actually send them his Calendly link and say, go on here, pick a time that works for both of us, and we can make a call for Wednesday at 5 o'clock or whatever time works best for him and the client. So what happens is you actually go into Calendly, you can tie it to your Google Calendar or whatever calendar you use, and set up when you are actually available for meetings, how long you're available. You can carve out drive time if it's somewhere where you have to go to. And then it will show your client, oh, you know, Amy's available to meet with me Tuesday at 10 a.m. or Wednesday at 3 or Thursday at 11. And they can choose which time works best for them. So this is kind of nice if you're a type of person who has a super busy schedule and needs, you know, people need to meet with you, but you can let them decide what time works for them. I'm actually thinking right now I should set this up for my son. These are the times I can run you around. But it's just something, again, I know it does cost, but the pricing Didn't look too bad at all. But you might just want to see $8. You might just want to look into this Calendly if you are. I'm going to paste this in the chat as well. If you're somebody who has a lot of meetings, maybe your team is trying to set up meetings with you or things like that, this can kind of put them in control and book your calendar for you. Okay. I will show you guys one more website that is free that I think comes in handy, especially if you're posting on social media a lot. Bit.ly, bit.ly. I'm gonna copy this. What Bit.ly does is it makes a link to a website shorter than what it is regularly. That's a bad way of explaining it, but for example, let's go out to Zillow and let's find a listing. Here, we're just going to pick this house. So let's say that you were going to share this listing. Don't ever share Zillow listings to your Facebook page, but just as an example, you were going to share your listing to your Facebook page. Well, look how long that web address is, right? So we can just copy it. We can go over to Bit.ly. Well, it's free. Get started. Oh my gosh. They've changed how they do things. Oh, here we go. Shorten your link. I just scrolled down on the main page. Just paste in the link and hit shorten. And here's the shorter version of it. So that's going to look a lot cleaner in your Facebook post rather than the really long one. And this Zillow one really isn't that bad. Some of them are like, Nebraska Realty / profiles / homes / Omaha, they get really long sometimes. So then this is a shorter redirect that you can post on social media or whatever. If you're just looking for a shorter version of that. Does anybody else use Bit.ly on here?
No, but I like it.
Yeah, it's really nice. You can pay and make them your own custom links. So you can name it something specific if you want, things like that. But for just something you're posting out on social media the house is going to sell next week anyway. This is just an easy way to use that. Sometimes I'll do that if there's maybe a news article or something really long that I'm sharing with my office. I will make the link shorter before emailing it to them as well. So that's Bit.ly. And that's really all I had for today. Christy, is there anything else you wanted me to touch on?
No, does anybody have any questions for Amy? Or something that you might want to share? Any apps that you use that are fabulous?
Linda and I were talking earlier about how there's so much technology, right? And so sometimes it's nice to just pick 1 or 2 or 3 things and focus on those. I know a lot of people get overwhelmed with Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, and I get the best results from Facebook, so that's what I focus on. I'll post sometimes on my Instagram. I barely post on my LinkedIn, but kind of pick what's best for you and your clients and stick with that would be my advice when it comes to some of that technology.
Totally agree.
Oh, go ahead.
I said I totally agree with you on that.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen here in case more people want to speak up. The other thing that I tend to lecture people on, that's probably the wrong word, but make sure you're not posting the exact same thing on all platforms at the same time either. So if you want to post on your Instagram and your Facebook, maybe space them out time-wise, or have a different picture, but maybe the same description. Just if people start seeing the same thing on all your platforms, they're going to stop following you on one or the other, because why would I follow you on all three if it's the same stuff all the time?
Right.
Lots of good information. I didn't,
Well,
Yeah, I
thank you,
took
Linda.
lots of notes too, Amy. I'm not gonna lie. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad you recorded it, Christy, because some of those things I'd like to watch again. Are you sending those to us by email, or where
Yeah,
would we find
yes, I
them?
will. Yep.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
a lot of information.
Great,
So
thank
feel
you.
free to reach out if you want some help with some of it. I work full-time for CharterWest Bank, so I'm here, and I'm not a loan officer. I'm their marketing person. I help, like I said, I help realtors grow their business. So I have time. I can help you, walk you through some stuff.
So Amy, what is your company that you have? What is that? Design
that's-
Red or something?
Yeah, so it's called Designs by Red. I actually went to school for marketing, and so I started that in 2005 when I graduated college. And what I found recently, well, within the past 6 years since I've been in this industry, is I would like teach a class to agents about how to do their Facebook pages. And they would come up to me and be like, can you just do it for me? So I said, well, why not? So I actually have social media management through that, where we actually manage different Facebook pages for different businesses. When I say we, I have my best friend does most of it for me, because I stay very busy here at CharterWest. So she does most of it for me, but there are just some clients that, you know, know they want to have a Facebook page, know it should be out there, but just don't have the time to do it. And so we manage those for them. We also do websites, graphic design. I've been hired for speaking engagements through it. I used to say whatever pays, but you know, so sometimes people just need a little extra love in the marketing area. And so that's what Designs by Red is for.
Nice. That's super cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions for Amy or any comments that they'd like to share?
Well, I'll probably go in and mess around with Google a little bit. I didn't know there were so many different parts of Google, you know. I don't know why. I just never have gone in there, and you know, that's what it takes, just to
Right.
get in there and start messing around a little bit.
Yeah, they have a lot. The other thing that I use a lot that I didn't talk about is Google Chats. So it's a good place where you can bring multiple people together in one chat instead of a big long text or Facebook message. You can bring them all there. You can attach documents to that chat. You can put links in that chat. So if you're all talking about one specific topic, you can bring everybody together to have that piece of communication. And I will tell you guys, the group of us that went to Nashville for this technology camp are bound and determined to bring it back to Omaha in the spring. So we're calling it Rebar, Nebraska, because we want everybody from the state to get involved. We have people on our committee from Lincoln and Columbus and Omaha and Norfolk and North Platte. So kind of keep an eye out for that. And if you have the opportunity to attend, I think it'll be a really, really good opportunity just to learn from other people that are in your industry, which I think is important.
Yeah.
I have one other question. I manage an apartment complex, and we have an application form that I email to those that request one for tenancy. Is there any way that that could be downloaded into forms so that they could fill that out online and send it right back? Do you think? Or would I have to use a different format?
I think that would work. You would have to actually recreate it probably as a new form.
Okay.
My only concern with that would be if you're collecting like social security numbers or anything, that it's not, you know, Google's not a secure site.
Okay.
I don't know how they fill it out now and get it to you. That's,
well, they'll either print it and scan it back to me, or they mail it to me. So now that you mentioned the security part of it, that would probably not be good, because I do collect
Yeah, the only other thing I would suggest, if you think it's easier, is do the form, but then just call them for their social security number. And that'd
Okay,
be the only thing really that I think would be,
okay,
you know, I don't know if you're collecting banking information or not.
okay.
But that would be really nice, because then as soon as they fill it out, they're gonna you know, you'll have it right there in Excel.
Right, right.
The nice thing too there is, you know, what if they don't have a way to scan it to you? You know, they could just fill it
Yeah.
out right on their
Well, they
phone.
either have to hand deliver it back to me or they mail it. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's very mobile friendly, the form itself is.
okay.
So, you know, if it's easier for them just to fill it out on their phone, then you at least have majority of their information.
Okay. All right,
So-
well, that's good to know.
Mhm.
Okay,
And it does also track the date and time that the form was filled out. So if you ever have, you know, multiple people trying to get the same apartment, you could always say, hey, sorry, they turned it in at this time or
right,
whatever.
right. Good idea. Yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
And you
Amy.
can share forms and results between people. So if there's somebody else on your staff that needs to be able to see them, you can share the form with them if they have a Gmail account.
Mhm.
Was there another question? Sorry.
Amy, this is Amy Wolsliger.
Hi.
Hi, I agree with what you said about there's so much technology out there. It's overwhelming, and pick a few things. So sorry if you already said this earlier, but what are those maybe 2 or 3 things that you would suggest as being the most important or most useful?
As a real estate agent?
Yes.
Oh, I do think it depends on your audience. Like, I know some agents that are killing it at Instagram and get a lot of leads from it. I personally don't see success from Instagram, so it's not something that I use. I would say technology wise, I use Canva a lot. I don't know. I was going to talk about it today, but I don't know if you guys have done a class on Canva or not. So Canva is like Photoshop for dummies, and it has templates that you can use for Facebook posts, for Facebook covers, for brochures, for business cards, anything like that. I think Canva's great. It has like stock photos that you can use. It has, you can set up what your colors are for your company, so everything you design matches and things like that.
Is that a free app, Amy?
They do have a free version.
Okay.
I would suggest to upgrade it. It's like $15 a month or something.
Okay.
Only because then you get more stock photos and more templates. Like you could literally type in there open house flyer and it will give you different templates. Or
And that's spelled Canova.
no, Canva, Canva.
Oh, Canva. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. So that one I think is really helpful to a lot of agents. I would say Ripple is another one that I use a lot. RIPL. Ripple is it gives motion to a post where, so like a slideshow. So if you have 10 pictures of a house and you want to put it in a little slideshow for some movement on your post, I think that one's really helpful to have.
Is that free, Amy?
It is. However, their logo then is on everything, where you can pay like $100 a year and you can put your own logo on everything.
Okay.
And this is marketing wise, Amy, because I'm not a real estate agent. I'm sure there's other, apps that agents use for their business. So just want to clarify that.
Sure, no problem.
But those two, Canva and Ripple, I used a lot, I think. But I think, like I said, you kind of have to find where your audience is. If you're getting a big audience from Instagram, focus on that. If you're not, focus somewhere else. I think it just depends on where you prefer to be online.
Thank you.
I would say the other thing too that I notice a lot when I meet with agents is they don't necessarily have a CRM system. There's a lot of CRM systems out there. I know most brokerages offer one, but if anything, make sure you have an Excel sheet that tracks all your business so that you can do the pie days and you can stay in touch with your clients a lot. And what your production is. There's a lot of agents I meet with that I'll say, hey, how much business did you do last year? And they're like, I have no idea. So I would say, make sure that you have a spot where you're tracking all that stuff. So years down the road, you have all these contacts.
Awesome.
Lots
All
of
righty.
good
Well,
information.
yes, it was, Amy. It was wonderful. I totally enjoyed it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks
you,
for
thank
having
you.
me. Appreciate it.
Anybody else have anything they want to share?
No, just thank you, Amy.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Christy, when you send out the video, feel free to put my contact information in there if people
Oh, okay.
have more questions or need some follow-up instruction on some things.
You got it. I sure can do that. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to end the meeting. Everybody have a great day.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Christy. Thanks, Christy. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.